So good morning, all. My name's Jo Burkholder. Something Canon Britt said last Sunday struck a chord and magically brought me back to one of my more profound experiences of gratitude as an adult. As a graduate student in upstate New York, my first apartment was a tiny, questionably safe studio located in a building basement. It had windows that looked out on the city sidewalk, populated at night by streetwalkers, and an access door, extra access door that led to an alley behind the grocery store that I discovered was nicknamed the Soviet Giant, Giant being our local grocery chain. And because this branch of the chain was the one that was most prone to, on any given day, being completely out of bread, or milk, or eggs, or all of the above. Patrons frequently shopped with state-issued coupons, and the ice cream might suddenly go on sale when all the freezers went out. I was new to town. I had landed a job as a research assistant to somebody who I had not yet met. And I was still recovering from the physical and the emotional effects of the first of many long trips to the high Andes. I'd spent 16 weeks on Lake Titicaca in a mud hut with no electricity. Which was harder than I thought it would be. But I went back and made those trips over the next 3 decades. I was a little impoverished. I felt a little broken. And I was very alone. I turned on my radio, because I did not own a television, to discover National Public Radio. And I was so grateful. In one place, I found music and thoughtful ideas and the voices of people that made me laugh and sometimes cry. And I quickly learned that it was a favorite of many of my favorite graduate students. And I found connections through them. I was like, oh, did you listen to that program this weekend? Did you hear this? Did you hear that? So these connections grew into camaraderie. They grew into lasting friendships. One of whom is always, because he lives in Saipan, always the first one to wish me my happy birthday, because it gets to his place of residence before it gets to mine. And it was only a few short weeks into the term when the fundraising campaign began with the promise, we only make this call twice a year. So we said, we only do this once a year. It's like, where have I heard that before? In a rush, I sat down, I did a little math, made a pledge, and in deep, deep gratitude for that little piece of my humanity that radio station in a tiny city in upstate New York managed to nourish for many, many years to come. So fast forward almost 3 decades, I landed here in Ballard on a Saturday in June in strangely not such different conditions. I'd left a job in Wisconsin without a promise of a new one, feeling a little broken and very alone as I sat in my apartment with my 2 dogs, a camp chair, and a great view of the convenience store across the street that kind of reminded me of my old grad school neighborhood. When Sunday morning came, I walked to the nearest church because I didn't know what else to do on a Sunday morning all by myself. And that nearest church was St. Luke's. And in one place, I found music and thoughtful ideas and people that made me laugh and sometimes cry. And I found a community that nourished my soul, presented me with opportunities for growth, and offered me connections that would grow into camaraderie and what I hope are lasting friendships. So it is in deep gratitude that I make my annual pledge to St. Luke's. And I hope that whatever your capacity is, you feel some of the same gratitude for this place and this community and feel moved to join me in making a pledge too. Thank you.